What is up, everybody? ProjectC28 here, bringing you another review, and this time we're going to be reviewing the Mezco 1/12 scale Old Man Logan figure. This thing has been incredible. I have loved every second of it. It might be my top favorite Mezco so far, at least of the ones that I've collected and the ones that I've seen in person. So let's go ahead and get a look at that box first, and then we'll get started with the review. So right here we're taking a look at the front of the Old Man Logan box. We see the X logo, we see the Marvel logo at the bottom, and we also see 1/12 scale collective at the bottom left. Right here we see it also at the top, 1/12 collective, pose play display, and then we see the X logo as well as Mezco toys at the bottom. And then on the back we see Old Man Logan with all of his accessories on display, as well as a few promo shots, and then you also see the Old Man Logan at the top. So right here we're looking at all the accessories that Old Man Logan comes with. We see that Old Man Logan comes with his stand that was also displayed on the front of the box. We see here that he comes with 3 pairs of hands, one pairs of fist hands, a claw hands, and then semi-open hands. So 3 altogether with his hat. As well as here we see his backpack, including the Hulk baby, which I was very happy to see that they included with this box. So this is actually the first time I've ever seen this paper given to me with any of my Mezcos, basically telling you your Wolverine sharp, don't chew on him. And lastly, here's the clear stand that all Mezcos usually come with, as well as a plastic baggie so Old Man Logan doesn't lose his meds. So right before we get into anything else, I just want to go over some of the details on the figure himself. The wrinkles, the sculpting is just phenomenal. If you look at his hair right here, it's all sculpted really, really nicely. It's got this really nice gray consistency through the whole thing. And then even on his face right here, you can see all the sculpting of all the wrinkles in his forehead. You see these age marks. You can see just around his eyes. You can see the wrinkles around his nose right here. And what's even crazier too is if you take this off, you can actually see the wrinkles in his neck and some veins right there too. I mean, Mezco really knocked it out of the park with sculpting this Logan figure, and it doesn't disappoint. And then continuing on with some of the details, if you look up the arm right here, all of the hair on the bicep, the forearm, and the shoulder is all sculpted. It's just done so nicely. And then looking right here on the front, we have his belt buckle here. We have this really, really nice belt going around his waist right here. Moving down, we have more sculpting right here on the boot that just looks really, really nice as well. And then kind of pulling this up a little bit, we can just see the consistency. The boot comes up to about right here, but you can't get the pants to go any further than that. But with that being said, you don't really need to. You can kind of appreciate what you can see right here. So right here we're also looking at the claws and the hands, and as you can see there's a bunch of veins in the hands. They look really, really nice. The sculpting on the fingers and the fingernail looks really good as well. And you can see as if he's squeezing his hand, just the muscles that are contracting in his hand right here. And that just looks really, really nice. One thing to note as well is that the shirt and the pants are sewn together, at least as far as I know. And I haven't gotten the courage to try to separate them, but I don't think I will. I like the consistency on the figure as it is right now, and I think I'm just going to let him be. So one thing to note very quickly about the body sculpt on here, all of the sculpting underneath here is just done super, super well. It's almost unbelievable how well this is all sculpted, and it's almost a surprise actually that this shirt isn't removable. I know that the sculpting on it down right here is all connected, but all of this is just really, really done nicely. I've seen some people on Instagram actually remove the white shirt and replace it for like a tank top, or if they've just completely taken it off, just to where he's just in his pants. And just the sculpting underneath this shirt is not doing it enough justice right now. So jumping right into articulation, Old Man Logan can look up this far, but if you push it too far, he actually will have his head popped off, and you don't want that. But his head can look this far down. He has a good neck joint that moves this far to the left and this far to the right. Just a quick note, the ball peg is a little small, so if you are moving his head back, just remember, if you push it too far, it will pop right off. But other than that, the neck joint and everything else looks really, really good, and it's sculpted, and posability is done very well. Moving on, we have the armpit joint here. We have the shoulder hinge that can move all the way around like this, move up and move down. The cloth material for the shirt won't inhibit anything, but still be cautious even though it is very pliable. Moving on with that, we have a bicep swivel here. We have double jointed elbows that work really well. We have a hinge for the wrist that can move up and down and can rotate as well. And then moving to the next portion here, we have the diaphragm joint that can move a fairly decent amount forward, but it moves a little bit better backwards. And there are two joints here. There's one for the top portion of the torso, and there's one for the waist right here. You're probably going to get more out of the top than you are at the bottom. Very minimal for the bottom. Moving down to the legs, again, with Mezco, just be careful with the cloth material down on the bottom. You don't want to stress any of these seams, and you wouldn't want them to rip either. Mezco does really good quality stuff, and it would just be a shame just to, you know, move something a little too far and something tear. So, moving on with it, the leg can move this far forward, can move this far back, which is not very far at all actually, now that I'm looking at it. He has a double jointed knee right here that works really well. He can move this far forward and this far down, which is not very much at all. But he does have a little bit of an ankle pivot here, and he does have peg holes at the bottom of his feet. One thing I wanted to showcase by itself was actually his jacket that he comes with. I'll have some photos at the end that I will display some of this, but the only thing that's really kind of a big deal about it is that it has a bendy wire in it, and it just looks really, really cool when he's got it on and it's all displayed. And if you give me one moment, I'll actually go ahead and put it on him right now. And here he is with the jacket on, and it just looks and feels really, really cool. I mean, if anybody who's owned the original Toy Biz Gambit, they'll know exactly what this thing feels like. The only difference between that one and this one, obviously, is the quality, but also it's the bendy wire that's in here too. That just, I wish we could have gotten something like that way back when Toy Biz was around. But just look at that. That looks awesome. I'm not really a big fan of just the threading. That's not completely clean on this, but for the most part, it's not a deal breaker. It's an extremely well detailed coat, and it just looks really, really stinking good on this guy as well. So this is definitely one of the accessories I wanted to show off on camera more than anything else. So to do a quick size comparison, we have the Revoltech Wolverine here, we have the Marvel Legends Black Panther right here, as well as the Captain Rogers Mezco figure as well. I think he stands fine. I don't have a problem with his height. Some others might, but for myself personally, I think he's perfect. I have had such a hard time putting this guy down. He's been such an excellent figure. Nothing less than stellar. The sculpting, the articulation, the painting on it, and as far as the accessories as well, everything has been completely on par and has met every bit of my expectation for when I first heard when this guy was going to be released as a 1/12 collective figure by Mezco. So overall, I love this figure. This guy has been just absolutely amazing. I will leave some photos at the end. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and special thanks to Pastrami Nation. These guys are the ones who have really made this review possible so far, and I hope to be doing some more work with them. So I will leave a link to their Facebook down in the description. Thank you so much, everybody. Again, this wouldn't be possible without them, as well as you guys as well. If you like the video and you like the review, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know if you really like this guy or if you just completely hate it. Thanks so much, everybody. Really appreciate all the support, and see you later.